In this tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how you can create this distort trail effect in After Effects. You can use this effect in your music videos or sport edits or whatever, and it's actually not so hard to make. But before we get into it, I'm Lurking Visuals and I run this creative store where we got presets and assets that will help you elevate your visuals instantly. So to all your video editors who are struggling to get your visuals right or just trying to edit a lot faster, make sure to check the first link in the description, but let's get right into it. So we're back on the face cam and I'm in After Effects right now. I got this Laser Dim music video right here where he does some hand movement, as you can see. And to create this effect, you actually need your subject to move, otherwise you won't be able to see that trail effect. So that's exactly what I got right here. He's moving his hand and the camera moves as well. So it's a great clip, but it's a little bit short, so I would recommend that you go with a little bit of a longer clip. But the first thing that I'll start off by doing, as you might have guessed, is to rotoscope out my subject. So I'll select the rotor brush tool and just start masking them out. So I just finished masking out my subject, and now my mask looks a little bit rough around the edges. As you can see, it doesn't look smooth, it doesn't look good. So what I'll do next is add on a refined soft matte effect. And as you can see, right off the jump, we get a little bit of a smoother feather right around the edges, as you can see. And I'll be messing with the settings because I can make this look a lot better. I'll start off by turning down the additional edge radius to 4, and now you can see it looks a little bit better. And then I'll turn up the feather to something like this. We can drag down the additional edge radius a little bit more. But you have to mess with these settings depending on your clip. Just mess around and make sure that it looks good with your subject, because it usually depends from scene to scene. But this looks good and I'm really happy with this. So now I can name this layer subject, and then I can duplicate my subject layer and name the bottom layer background, and I'll remove all of the effects from the background layer. Just like that. So now we got the subject and the background, and now I'll be duplicating the subject layer once again. And this will be our echo layer, or the kind of trailer layer. So I'll rename this layer to trail. So now we got these 3 layers in place. And first thing that I'll start off by doing is adding on an echo effect. And this echo effect I'll turn down to 0 here at the beginning. And then keyframe it, then go like 6 frames forward and turn it up to 6. Now you can see it's really bright, this echo layer, and it doesn't look like I want it to look. So to change this, I'll change the echo operator to composite in back. Now you can see it's not as bright, but I'll also turn down the starting decay a little bit like this, just like that. So now you can see we got this trail effect going on if I try to play through, if my PC can handle all this. So now as you can see, we got the subject trailing in the background, and that's exactly what we want, and that looks good. So now we'll create that kind of distort look by adding on a turbulent displace, and we can mess with the settings a little bit for this one. I'll turn down the size a little bit to like 24, and then we can keep the amount at something like this, 64. And if you feel like it, you can mess with the complexity. You'll get something that looks a lot more distorted if you do, just like this. This is basically how it will look in the background if you mess with the complexity. So you can get some crazy looks with that, but I'll keep it at 2. And for the evolution, I'll be holding Alt while I press the stopwatch. What the fuck? God. And now to loop the evolution, I'll hold Alt while I press the stopwatch on the evolution. And now it will open up this expression tab. And in here, I'll type out time times 100, and just like that, if we go through this scene, you'll see that the evolution will move. And why I typed times 100, it basically means that the evolution will go up to 100 every second. So if you want something lower, you can type time times 20 or time times 30, but that's basically how you use the expression tab. And now that we got this little distortion in place, I want to have some more distortion, and to do that, I'll add on a distort chroma effect. And this is from Sapphire, and it's really essential when it comes to these distorted effects. And right off the jump, we got this, and it's way too distorted for me. I would recommend that you go either really low on the blur lens, like 20, but you also have to go really low on the amount, like 1.2 or even lower, just like this. Or you could go really high, like 900, but you'll have to go a little bit higher on the amount. So if I hide our subject layer, you can see this is a trail underneath. So the more we turn it up, the more distorted it gets. So if you have a high blur lens, it looks like this. And with that echo effect in the background, it looks insane. But if we go for a lower blur lens, like 23, and then drag down the amount as well. We'll have something like this. So it basically depends on what you prefer, but I'll be going for a high blur lens, so I'll turn it up to 800 and I'll keep the amount right here at 0.27, and that's good. Now we got that distortion in place. It looks like this, which is insane. We can actually keyframe the amount if you feel like it, so just go to the end of your scene, somewhere around there, keyframe it right here, and then go to the beginning and turn it down to 0. That way this effect will build up, so it won't be as distorted in the beginning, but then it will just go crazy towards the end. You can do the same for the turbulent displays if you feel like it. Then keyframe the amount and then go back and turn it down to 0. Now if you want to add some finishing touches to the background, you could add on a distort chroma to the background as well, but we'll be using some different settings this time. Right off the jump it looks like this, to a really low number like 20, so you can see it's not as distorted. And then we'll change the lens to the tray layer, and then we'll select effects and masks. Now you can see that the distort chroma only affects like the spots around the trail effect. That's the only place that gets like affected by the distort chroma. So now you can see it's really distorted, so we'll turn down the amount to a really low number like 0.1. And if you want to add once again another finishing touch to the background, then you just gotta add on a chromatic aberration from Universe, or there's actually a built-in one in After Effects as well. You can go with that one if you feel like it. And I'll just go back to the beginning right here, turn everything down to 0, keyframe it, and open up the blur tab, turn it down to 0 here as well, keyframe those, and then just go all the way over here. And here we can just press reset, so everything turns up to 1. Or we can turn up the distortion if we want to, just like that. So now you basically know how to work this effect. And if you feel like it's not trippy enough for you, then go ahead and just bump up the turbulent displays. You can turn it up how much you want. You can even turn up the size as well. You can mix this with a lot of different effects. I'll add on an adjustment layer, and I'll search up my shake from my ultimate shake pack. I'll search up this subtle shake 2. This one is a basic shake. It's basically just a vertical shake, but it's still one of my favorite ones because it's just so smooth. And now with that subtle shake in place, we got this, which looks absolutely insane. And I'm a huge fan of this, so make sure to go crazy, mix this effect with a lot of different ones, get some cool looks. Make sure to go and grab some presets linked in the description. You got this shake pack. I also dropped 2 new packs recently for all of you editors who are trying to edit that brain rot underground style, so make sure to check that. I'll have it linked in the description. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.